here we go. Hi, everyone. We're in the Champions League. Finally, after 7 years, back to the champions. 14 years after we won the seventh Champions League of our history. On the very same day, there's like some karmic justice somewhere waiting for the better era to end. Today, we're going to talk about the season, of course, the records we broke, the good games we had, maybe the poor ones, the physical dip. We're going to talk about Pioli, what he's done, what he's achieved, especially taking the squad after Gianpaolo, Ibra's impact. We're going to talk about who is, to me, the player of the year, Kessie. Are there any other contenders to that title? We're going to talk about it as well. No matter what, like if you guys have questions or if you want like, if you want me to read something, just write in VC channel. I'll read it and I'll say it. We're gonna talk about the Milan squad, who improved, who disappointed, what needs to happen. We're gonna talk about the project. Has Maldini done a good job so far? What should Maldini do for the summer? We're gonna talk about the Mercato a bit. We're gonna talk about Mandzukic leaving this morning. We're gonna talk about Darlo's social media post, that hints to the fact that he might be leaving as well. We're gonna talk about the bomb that Daniele Longo posted, as in the management isn't too confident that Gigio might stay, and we're gonna announce many in the next few days, possibly. Longo has been pretty reliable since Elliot came, so could be true. High chances that it's true. And then we're gonna talk about the Champions League, what we can expect. We're pot four. Will we have a tough group? Do you guys want a tough group? We're gonna like see all that jibber jabber, and we're gonna talk about it. For now, I have Opna with me. I have Andy who's about to join. There you go.
Hey,
Uh,
hello.
Hi. Anyone else who wants to join us? Just like get a request to speak. All right. So I know lots of you don't know maybe. I mean, you guys know Opna for his stupid jokes. But I'm gonna invite the two co-speakers to like maybe present themselves, and you go first.
Well, my name's Andy. As Amas said, I am a huge Milan fan from the United States. I'm in Nebraska of all fucking places. So, yeah, that's who I am. I really don't know how much else I want to say or could say that would make me any different. So,
All right, Opna, your turn.
Hey, hi everyone. I'm Opna here, and I'm a Finnish Milan fan. I've been here in this Discord server for about a year now. I think this was close to my anniversary that we made it to the Champions League, and I don't know. I think I may be right now about in top 10 of the most influential Milan fans around the world. So it's I don't know. Let's go.
All right, thank you. Let me see what we have on the chat for the moment. I see like some of you are making jokes of the fact that he's Finnish. Well, I have a purely fetish. Okay, Gary, you can. It's fine. Kurahashi doesn't want an easy group. We're gonna talk about that as well. But to be fair, I'm the same as you. I do not want an easy group as well. Let's get into it. What a season. We have, I think, like in Europe overall, we are tied with the record of the most away wins ever, right? We have, I think we got really close to the 2 goals per game, like longest streak possible. Yes, we're gonna get top pot four. We got lots of records. I think the one that I would like to like focus on the most is probably the away wins, because it says a lot about the fact that imagine where we would be if we had a normal season home. The undefeated streak as well, yes. I think was it like our best ever, like at Milan, quite like or second best, like for the wins in a row, because we had a lot of wins in a row at some point. True, Binokuro. We haven't been out of top four for a single minute. We haven't. We defeated everyone in the league, something we have never done in 59 years, I think. We got a record, yes, which shows a lot about everything we have done. 5 match clean sheet streak still going on, yes. Best streak in 15 years. We almost got fifth, Ante. This
We,
done,
we were tied fifth, maybe.
yeah, but we had like the better head-to-head. This dilemma's guy been at a lot. Yeah, I'm sorry. There needs to be like a lot of at everyone tags. It's the podcast I want that. Hi from Ohio. Shout out to Midwest. Hi. Hey. We're actually second, guys. If Inter gets sold tomorrow, we are the new league winners next year. I mean, yeah, maybe not. If we need to
It
get
depends
like
on who we get in the Mercado.
exactly, but we might like you never know what would happen. You can dream. It's a fair dream. We cannot get Marik on the podcast. No. Uh,
But I mean, given all the records that we made, that it would have been a real shame if the season actually would have ended in a failure. So
true.
I think it's just very cool that we actually made it to CL and we even made it to the second place, which is even better.
Yeah.
Uh,
Can you
Overall, a
realize?
very, very, very weird season.
Yeah. Can you realize the fact that if we had a better bench, right? We'd be probably like Scudetto winners. Because that's the thing I really want to focus on is like we were so close and no one at the beginning of the season thought that we were prepared like for the heights. We've been like through so much shit over the years. We were close to like relegation actually during jump out after like those 7 games. We're like 3 points away from the relegation zone when Pioli came on. Like in 18 months, we've turned pretty much everything around. Not that many players changed since then, maybe 5. You could say that a lot of our players have grown under Pioli. You could tell that at some point in the season we played really, really well. And yeah, which was the most memorable moment of the season for you guys? For me, it was a winter winner goal against Lazio by Teo. That was a very good one as well, yes. But just like Milan K12 is saying, the Rio Ave shutout is like, I think I posted in the match day that day, like, this is a moment that will decide if we stay in the better era or not. Leo's goal against Sassuolo, yeah. Kier goal against United was also a good one. Opna, what was like the moment, the goal, like your favorite moment of the season?
It has to be the second Kessie penalty last night. It just has to be. It relieved so much pressure from my shoulders. So I'll choose that.
What about you, Andy?
I have to agree with Opna there. I was on the edge of my seat the entirety of the game last night or yesterday, and until that second ball went into the back of the net, I didn't believe it. I was in shock the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have ever celebrated as many random tackles or throw-ins we have got that I did yesterday.
Nah, I think like yesterday's game, the best moment of yesterday's game was when Kessie was like at the corner spot and he
Oh,
had like 3, 4 Atalanta players on him and he didn't budge. Like he was there, man, and he didn't move at all.
that moment I knew we got it.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I think if I had to pick one moment personally, you know that goal? I think was it the second derby goal in the first derby when we like up 2-0 when Calabria got the ball, he passed it to Slamakers who like turned super quick, got it to Leao who like killed Kolarov on the spot and gave a superb cross to Ibrahimovic. Like that whole thing. I'm not going with sad propaganda, Dick. I'm gonna refrain. Maybe a bit later, but for now, no. That moment, I was because after Lukaku scored, right? And when Lukaku scored, I was extremely stressed. I was like, oh God, no, again. Oh,
Yep,
yes.
that Zlatan goal was, I think it was one of the best goals we made this season. It was just a perfect counter attack.
hmm Yeah, Bonucci getting the ball in the balls was also a good time. Definitely, yes. To me,
Yeah.
that should have counted as a goal if you ask me. Better than Calabria's goal that
That's
the
two
game.
goals. That's two goals.
True. Two balls in the net. How
No,
good?
no, we just,
Yeah,
yeah,
Hauge?
go.
No, I was reading what Kiru said. Hauge, Napoli for the Hauge fans. Yes, Bonucci was a snake. Yeah,
I just
Ivo.
can't believe how we did everything the hardest way kind of this season. We had so many chances just to make it easy for us, but we did it hard way at Rio away. We did it at the Europa League group stage. We did it with Red Star. It was kind of hard for us, and we even almost bottled the league, but we had to go and win against Juve and against Atalanta to make it.
Yeah.
I I don't know why we did it, but I hope that it kind of made the team grow and helped taught them how to win. Maybe.
Milan's on fire. We never make things easy for ourselves, do we? No, we don't. But can you believe that if we had lost last night, we would have missed on Champions League? Actually, maybe not because Napoli drew. But should we have been like out of the CL yesterday, we would have been out of it with possibly the highest tally points. It's easy to say that, like I think during the whole for the last 2 3 weeks we were just like three of us who were saying we're like going to CL no matter what, etc. Yeah, but to be fair, with 79 points, which got a second place here, that's a huge tally. And when you think that Napoli with I think they're on 74 or 76, they did not get in. That's harsh. That shows you that Serie A is getting competitive and like the top teams are getting more into the groove of things. Yes, copy. This will be uploaded.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's not that high, and
Yeah,
even this season it was actually only 5 teams that made that kind of high. So
with the
the
same
Roma teams
yeah with the
fell
same
fell
points,
earlier.
Napoli would be second in the Premier League.
Yeah, and would have made CL in most seasons for sure.
Mm. I mean, bottom teams even trash. Like look at Cagliari. We couldn't score against them. I think like bottom teams in Serie A this year have had like proper plans. I didn't see like many teams parking the bus. Apart from Cagliari, what other like bottom team parks the bus?
Udinese,
Yeah,
why the
but
team? But
yeah. Verona is defensive, but they're not a relegation side. Mm. Yeah, we scored I think 98 goals all competitions, which is a lot. Yeah. Serie A was probably the most interesting league this year. It was definitely up there. I would say maybe with Liga. La
In
Liga.
Spain.
Yeah, Spain as well. Yes. On the last day, I can't believe Madrid bottled it. On 37th. Uh, Mignon. Mike Mignon is the right pronunciation. Yeah, La Liga was a battle
Mignon.
royale. Yeah. All right. So if like you guys had to talk about who, according to you, has been the best player of the season, who would you pick? Go ahead, chat. And Opna, you go first.
Yeah. I guess he is the obvious choice, and I'll pick him too. Maybe if I were to pick some other names, maybe Kier could be a second choice. Calabria too.
Uh-huh. You, Andy?
Kessie was definitely the best one, but as Alpna said, Kair and Calabria were definitely like in the running for 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like those two could go either way for me because didn't Davide finish with most tackles this season or something like that?
Mm-hmm. who would be, and you guys can start typing, the player that has improved the most? If you take like, for example, Kessie out of the equation.
How
I
much
see,
do you want to say it? You want to say it?
I will, but like I'm looking for what people are saying. I see lots of Calabrias, lots of Saelmakers. I'm not even fishing for a salad answer. I wish. I see a Diaz, Dalo at the end of the season, true. Tomori, but like Tomori, when he was good when he came in already. Dalo did improve a lot, yes. Opna, according to you, who it is?
I think it's Calabria,
Uh-huh.
although it was only compared to last season. Now
Yeah.
Calabria for this season he made the step that I expected him to make 2 seasons ago,
Yeah.
and also Saelemaker is, I don't
Can
know how to pronounce, Saelemaker maybe. Yeah,
Cellmakers, yeah.
he made a big step.
Can you believe that Calabria has made like 101 tackles? Like he's so above all the other like right backs and players in that
Been,
like kind of statistic in Serie A.
it also tells about what kind of strategy we have in our defense, but also tells a lot about Calabria.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. It's a shame Calabria didn't make the total squad. Andy, who according to you has improved the most this year?
Davide, without a doubt. I think he's been the most underrated player on our team this season.
Mm-hmm.
Because not a lot of people talk about him, or just in the league, because he's the only out and out right back. So you have Hakimi and Cuadrado as well, but they're talked about more because they're more attacking. But Davide is by far and away a better defender than those two, in my opinion.
I agree. And to be fair, Calabria has starting like being very helpful in the build up and when we attack as well. So I would like to like point that out. He's really good defensively now, but overall, Calabria has started to be like dangerous as well, like in attack. Yes, Calabria played CM and he scored against Juve in that role, and he played okay in that game. Hmm.
Yeah, I like Calabria. He has a lot of balls in attack. I think he makes very encouraging runs, and I like them, and they actually hurt the opposite defense quite a lot the way he does it.
Yeah, I agree on that. All right, who, according to you guys, would be the player that has disappointed you the most? I see Mandzukic, Leao, Tonali, Leao for sure. Okay. Between Leao and
Romagnoli too.
Romagnoli, okay, we'll take that one.
Yeah.
Leao, Tonali, okay. Let's look at them like one by one, maybe. Let's start with Mandzukic, right? Mandzukic, well, he was like shaky physically when he was at Juve for like the past 2 years. He hadn't played and didn't have any physical preparation in the last 6 to 7 months before like coming to Milan. Um, to be fair, given the experience that he has, which experienced striker, right, who knows the league, was available for cheaper? I don't think there were many. It was a bad bet, like it totally backfired, and he was useless. And that's very nice and kind to say that he was just useless. But yeah, it was a bet worth trying, especially after the Ibra one. Was it a costly one? Kind of. But was it like the worst thing that has happened? I don't think so. I see Pavoletti, but I mean, come on, be serious. Balotelli, no. Pato, honestly, I would have loved Pato, but mm, would Pato work
Nice.
in
No,
Milan? No.
no,
No,
no, no.
no.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, Mandzukic
Mandzukic
almost
would have
scored with
worked.
his.
You go ahead, Apna.
Yeah, I mean, Mario almost scored with his first touch, and that was it.
Uh-huh.
He was so close to score the first game with Atalanta, and then he just I think every time we had to start him, he was injured after the game.
Yep, that's actually
Disaster.
true. Yeah. Andy, you had something to say?
It is basically what Opna was saying.
Okay.
I really wouldn't have like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't bring him in this year.
Mm.
Just because he could have scored for us at the end and that would have may have paid off, but I think us getting second kind of negates whatever we paid him, just with how much more money we got for beating Atalanta anyway.
I agree, Ibo. Mandzukic bringing the Bundesliga and Juventus alone makes his transfer worth it. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we were second, and I don't think we would have won the league even if Mandzukic would have been balling. So yeah,
I
we
think
kind of
we would
didn't
have, because like when you
end up
think about
losing.
it, yeah, because when you think about it, um, we've had Ibra injured for 18 game days, I think, or 19, right? Thinking about it, if Inter didn't have Lukaku for half the season, would have they won? I don't think so. He was absent for 4 match days, and they didn't win those. Or I think they won just one, and it was very hard. If Juve didn't have Ronaldo, being Europa League would have been a dream. Napoli didn't have. Well, to be fair, Napoli is a weird case. They had lots of injuries. They had all the players. Maybe they wanted to bet on Osimhen, but when Osimhen came, they were better. Atalanta is probably the only team that you can lose a million players. They'll still like keep on balling because they're a system team. So yeah, like I think that in a way, finishing second with Ibra, our marksman, and our star player being there for only like half the season is a big achievement. That and the fact that
Definitely.
yes, in terms of like the bench and stuff, the depth, because when you think about it, Kessie is a player, according to FIFPro, that has rested the least on average between games, and Hakan is third in that list. That
Yeah,
is crazy.
but still, I think that second place was the maximum for us this year, and we made it. So yeah, no regrets.
Hold on, let me take a moment to thank Garo for boosting the server. See, we care. Yeah, Andy, anything to add to that?
Not at all. Definitely what Upton said with getting second as best case. I wholeheartedly agree. Of course, we were all dreaming in December about winning the league, but that was a pipe dream, of course.
Yeah, but yeah, we clearly didn't have the bench, and this team was never programmed to like even finish second. Let's be honest here. When before the season started, did you guys think that we would finish second? Weren't you like most of you like be like, maybe we'd be fourth?
Yeah, I was thinking that it's going to be like from second to fifth place. Uh, it would have needed a miracle to be the winner. It would have basically needed that Pirlo would have failed, Conte would have failed, and we would have been injury free. That would have made us win the Scudetto, but only like one and a half of those happened. So the second place was the maximum result, and we made it.
All right. So you're saying, oh, I mean, we started the league coming from great form, true. But like then again, like a lot of people were saying we wouldn't be able to like sustain it. We didn't. We got the least rest. We had the most games. So great form or not, like things were bound to stop at a certain point. I think a lot of people thought that Juve would perform better. Inter was definitely going to be up there. We can all agree on that. Atalanta is Atalanta. Maybe they could dip, maybe they won't. I think it's one of their best finishes anyway.
I
Uh,
don't think Atalanta is going to win the Scudetto in this cycle at all. They struggle too much in the early seasons every season.
yeah, for the juice to like start brewing,
Yeah.
it's understandable. I think Atalanta could win next season, possibly. Hey, to be fair, when you think about next season, any of like the top five could win it if they improve. If they get like just one or two key signings. Avanzarino Gattuso per
Yeah.
la Lazio. Gattuso alla Lazio could be good things, but that would mean Inzaghi at Juve, possibly. But Shearer is, yeah, just like Dick is saying, he's not the most reliable one. Atalanta have Roma and Napoli DNA. I'm not sure about that, because Atalanta, for being like a small team, still made it to like quarterfinals of the Champions League. Twice. So, I think Alessio will leave now. What do you think, Almas? I do not think Alessio will leave, even if he's a Raiola boy. So far, I think like Romagnoli likes it here. The one that would see leaving would be Akan, and I'm pretty sure he's still in, unless we get like way better. That's for sure. As for Gigio, just like we discussed before, there was a tweet by Daniele Longo, who's usually pretty well informed when it comes to like this topic, who said that we're not confident of renewing Gigio. I don't know about that. I saw him pretty happy in the Instagram stories last night. We're gonna come and
I
talk about
think.
the Mercato, but not just yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep on talking about the season. I really want to like talk about Pioli, because you all know how this fan base goes. One day he's the best manager on the planet. The other day he's like, we should sack him. He doesn't deserve Milan. Pioli did an amazing job. Like, when you think about it, if you look at our team, right? More than half these players were shit 2 years ago. More than half these players, like, some of them weren't even known. They weren't even on the radar of any team. Those very same players under Gianpaolo, granted that Gianpaolo is shit, totally and like overperformed and grew as a team. Kessie was awful before Pioli. Look at him now. Pioli is a psychology master. I agree. Like, he brought such a nice spirit to this team, and I think it's not just Pioli's like fantastic job, but also like Maldini's eye into like the build-up of this team. I don't know what he did. I don't know if how he studied or whatever, but Maldini, Massara, you could even argue Gazidis, because I think when Boban told him, "Hey, you're not here with the team enough," he started like coming more. Maldini going to Ibiza to get Teo, yes, that was a really good thing. We got a lot of memes out of that. I think overall our staff, not just Pioli, not just the coaching staff, but like the management as a whole, has been doing a good job. And if you think about it in terms of like build up, you could compare it to like how Marotta brought back up Juve after Juve was really disappointing. He started small, bringing in like some unknown players here and there, building a little core. He brought them a manager that gave them spirit. Now I want to compare Pioli to Conte. Conte is, as of now, way better, way more proven. And I agree that second Pioli could kill the team's morale. When you see Pioli like jumping in the locker room last night with the players, that means the world to me. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Conte needs really good
Definitely.
players. Go ahead, Opna, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. A big thing in Pioli is the mental aspect that he's done, and also I think Maldini has had a big part in their, at least what the reports and interviews tell, that they are actually very present in Milanello, also Maldini and Massara and Pioli, and I think Zlatan also has kind of big role there,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just to be a team leader and almost act as coach, and that's a big thing. And also I have very much liked what Pioli has done tactically to us.
Mm-hmm.
He's the man that finally brought us some
Yeah.
aggressiveness and the pressing that was so missing under Gattuso and also Gianpaolo.
I want to jump back on
And I
something.
will
Yeah, I just want to jump back real quick on something that Hamad said. He said, I think he should get more credit than he deserves. But at the same time, some of the failure was much on him too. It felt at times that the man didn't really have a plan, especially after the Juve loss. He was sticking to the same formation, changing nothing in the next 5 games, which was causing a lot of problems. While I would agree on a lot of this, at the same time, he didn't have much options. One, two, like let's say like you have nobody up front. Who are you gonna bring? You have to bring the same players. If Tonali, Benasser are injured, who's gonna play with Kessie? Of course it's gonna be Meite. And why sometimes you're gonna have Krunic Meite? Because Kessie needs to rest at times as well. So I don't think I know like lots of people say, why is he making these subs and stuff and stuff and stuff? But when you think about it, does he really have that many options? Right? You can't say that they're garbage. For example, he brought in Meite against Cagliari. He brought in Meite yesterday. Every time he did, even though Meite is we had Tonali whatever, but he did, and the team started playing way better as soon as he brought Meite. For example, that's one. Second, you could say Krunic is more of a 10. Why is he keeping Akan? Why is he taking Brahim? Again, Cagliari, Atalanta, lots of these teams that run a lot. They're very physical. Brahim at some point couldn't bring the same kind of impact, you know? And it is normal. And no, Pioli has nothing against Hauge. Hauge's profile just didn't suit our game plan in the last few weeks, right? So I don't think that he has any kind of. No, Hauge didn't touch Pioli's daughter. No,
I
he
think
did
that
not.
it's just the case is that just that also with Tonali and Hauge and maybe Kalulu and Gabbia, that kind of also Romagnoli, that we were such on such delicate moment of the season that we just didn't want to mix the things that were working,
Hmm.
and they were working. So yeah, I think he made the right call to keep on using Meite and Krunic.
Yeah. Andy, any
And
comments
also,
on Pioli?
I think he did as well as he could with the squad that he has,
Hmm.
especially at the beginning of the year, before he brought in Tamori and Meite. He had to put Davide in at center mid as an emergency, as a Kessier's partner against Juve. So, I
Hmm.
mean, I think he did well enough. Sure, there's things that some people would have liked, like bringing Hauga on more, like he did against Sampdoria, which ended up giving us uh, second place in a roundabout way. It didn't necessarily do it at the beginning, but like that one important point decided how it would come down to on the final day.
Hmm.
and I don't agree that Krunic has always been a bad sub because Krunic has been used as a kind of a defensive sub when we are leading, and during the whole season, the only time we blew a lead, didn't win after leading, was Sassuolo. Every other time, we won the game when he brought Krunic in as a defensive sub. So I don't think he's been a bad sub.
No, no, yeah, exactly. And given the material he had to play, I don't think it's a stretch to say we have the worst bench in the top six. When you think about it, I think the only team that has a bench that is comparable to ours is Lazio.
I
Yeah,
think Lazio has a better bench because you have at least Caicedo, and who is
Lazio has a lot worse bench than we
that
do.
I think it's comparable because what we lack in experience, they have in talent.
Yeah, they have experience, that's true, but I think we have more quality. When we are healthy, we
Exactly.
can have
yeah.
we can have like kind of like Mandzukic, who could be good. We could have Diaz as a sub, Leao as a sub,
Mm-hmm.
also Hauge for the fans. Yeah, so
True.
I think it's pretty okay.
Yeah.
But overall, if we were to discuss about Pioli overall, I think at the moment he's kind of being a prisoner of his past works, where he has had that kind of deep in form in the second season or in the end of the season, and people were just too much expecting during this season that when it's going to happen, when he's going to fall, and whenever we had the slight difficulty, everyone was already shouting that now it started, now it's the Pioli time, and now we are falling.
Hmm.
Which
But
didn't happen.
when you think about like Pioli's way of playing, every time his teams dipped in form, you could like pick up three like big components. First of all, all of his teams before dipping in form scored a lot of goals and played amazing. Whether it was Fiorentina, whether it was Lazio, even his Inter was like on a banging form, which was our case. Two, all his teams were the teams that ran the most. Difference is that Banter, Inter, Fiorentina at that point, and Lazio had all full bench. Because the way he plays, right, is very demanding on the bodies. And in a COVID season, with of course like strained bodies and of course like a bench like ours, we were due to get there. And you could just like see there was like a lot of graphs somewhere on Twitter about how we used to even outrun Atalanta, right? And slowly we're running around like the ninth or 10th place in the league. And we start getting better in April, which shows as well in the results. Pioli asks his players to run a lot, and for that we need like good rotation, something we sadly couldn't do this year because one, the injuries, two, the fact that we had a lot of games. Saying that Leao doesn't run is not true. He doesn't have the body language, maybe, but he runs. You could just like look at him yesterday. Sometimes he doesn't seem bothered, but then again, you have to think about the fact that that young guy, is inexperienced. I think it's one of his seasons where he played the most. And Leao, as long as he keeps on working, could be really good. I don't know about great Kiru, but he's gonna be good if he keeps it up.
He is not a new neon, I think, even though he kind of looked the same and hit the post yesterday, but no, he's not. He's much better than Bayadian, I think.
I agree there with Wes. He needs to be on the wing and not a striker. He's not a striker. That is very true. But
I
then
think he's
again,
a second striker.
possibly yes. But then again, like what you have to think about when you talk about Leao is the fact that he didn't have really much continuity in one spot because on the left, Rebic is really good, and Rebic didn't have much continuity this year, and like until the end of the season when he was able to like play a lot of games, and we saw what that brought. Leao, after he got rested for a few games, just look at his interest against Cagliari. Look at him yesterday; he was pretty useful as well. Progress is a big tab with Oakwood in Milan as well. He seems to have struggled in the part of the season. He wants Scudetto because they're to win only. When Pioli will be able to fix that problem, Scudetto will be possible. That's why we're talking about Gallo. I think like the reason why his Milan struggled and all these teams before is purely because of bench and rotation. He needs to like maybe rotate more, but then again, he does not have the bench for it. But hopefully, we'll get better next year. Oh, now you had something
I
to say?
also think that the injuries may have also been caused by the playing style and how our team was not used to it at all, because so many have kind of been around Gattuso where we was just standing and doing no pressing at all, or that kind of stuff, and then we went to Pioli and we had a massive run of games and just were overwhelmed physically, and that started to cause some injuries. And I hope that we will also we will do better in this next season and also take this into account when doing transfer operations.
Mm-hmm. Andy, something to say about Pioli's tactics? Nothing to say.
I'm trying to think. there's nothing much I would change. I think he does very well with how he has everyone set up. I think there's definitely a clear plan that every player understands going into the game, especially yesterday. I feel like there was a good plan in place, and it just took that one moment, Teo getting assaulted in the box, to have it come to life and have them all believe in it more. Because against three at the back teams, we were pitiful for most of the year, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. That brings me like a nice opening of the next topic, right? Should we continue like this? What should we do in the summer? And of course, it will depend on like our like ambitions and stuff. But according to you, what should be Milan's ambitions for next year? Andy, you start first.
Definitely challenging for the Scudetto as the season goes on and not having that dip in form. So just getting more quality depth, in my opinion, is one of the things that we should be looking for going into this summer and into the winter as well, if the summer doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm. Opna?
Yeah, it depends on actually the first how much we've got resources to use during the summer, but I think that we should be building a team that can challenge for Scudetto, which would also mean that we would be at a very good spot considering the top four place, which should still be the main goal for us to be kind of continuous Champions League team.
Mm-hmm.
And what we should do in the summer, I think we should just add more kind of individual attacking quality, because the way we play, we just have that kind of attack where individual quality will change a lot and will create a lot of space and a lot of goal opportunities. So players like Ilicic or Mkhitaryan that have been rumored would be optimal, I think.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about Mercado in a bit, but if I was to give you guys what I think should be Milan's ambitions, you know how like all of our communication was we're back home, right? Meaning, hi guys, Milan is back. Milan should challenge in all competitions except the UCL because obviously like the top teams in the UCL are way better than us. I would want us to have a very hard UCL group and get out of that group. One, I would want us to fight for the Scudetto as long as possible. Even if we miss one, I don't care. But UCL should be a given one. And yes, fighting for the Scudetto. Top two minimum. Everything other than top two would be a failure. Or let's say disappointment to take like um, all that. What else? I think we should aim like I don't like when people say, "Hey, let's bottle the Coppa Italia, whatever, so we could win another game or whatnot." Milan should aim to win the Coppa Italia next season. Milan should aim to get out of the group stage and go, if not around the 16 of the quarterfinals, and Milan should aim for the top two minimum. I think that would be nice. As for what we need to do in the summer, one striker, one or two strikers actually. We can't rely on Zlatan playing half a season. That is not sustainable. Um, Before right wing, I see a lot of people saying right wing, but to me, the most important after a striker would be center mids, right? Or Cam actually, like someone that would play instead of Hakan. That would be extremely important as well, right? That would be
Yeah, agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Because let's say Akan is injured. You have Brahim. Brahim offers a lot, and he's gonna keep on growing, hopefully. But one, we're not sure we're gonna keep him for next season. Second, having just one type of 10 is not ideal. He's still short and physically feeble. Hakan, we don't know if he's going to be there or not. That is a massive work we need to do in that position. Because I know people will say you talk about Sarad a lot and whatever, but I would rather keep Sarad starting on the right and fix the number 10 problem. Sarad is fine, right? He doesn't get injured that much anymore. He plays simple, he's somewhat reliable, and he's great with Calabria. Ilicic for right wing doesn't make any sense, even for the price. We need one or two strikers, that's for sure. And we need number 10s. And you cannot say
Yeah,
that Salamakers did horrible last game. He was everywhere. He's possibly, with Frank and Kyer, the best player last night.
I mean, Salamakas needs to score a lot more if he's going to be the starter for a longer period. But yeah, he's not a problem. I think he's a good player and suits our team very well. But if we just could have someone that has close to his vision and movement, and then also more output in terms of goals and assists, that would be perfect.
Mm.
And I think that player like Mkhitaryan, for example,
Miki
could
would be great.
maybe be that.
Miki would be a cheap, good option. I've read reports that, of course, like his relationship with Mourinho isn't the best, but it is something that the Roma management believe it would be solved. So I don't know. Rodrigo de Paul would be great, but he's expensive. We'll see about that. But yes, I think our top priorities are strikers and CAM before even like starting to talk about the right wing. Because as for the right wing, I don't have any issue. Maybe like someone that would challenge Cellmakers more instead of Castillejo, sure. But so far, it's not like we're aiming for winning the UCL right away, and we're gonna get more money the season after if we keep things going the same way anyway. Berardi, no. Berardi, I don't see him working well at Milan. If Orsolini, no as well. Yes, the Berardi, no. Politano is good, but he's doing fine where he is. So yeah. And any opinion on all that?
Uh, aside from us losing out on Tovin, which I was always on the fence about, I don't think right wing is our worry, and I don't think there's a good market for it. But aren't we in the running for this one Toulouse kid? I can't remember his name for the life of me.
From what club?
So just Toulouse in France.
Oh, I mean
think it's
Adli.
Toulouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the right? I'm not mistaken that.
Right, and can play striker.
And then, so we got that's like an idea for us. I would love Vlahovic from Fiorentina, but I think that price is too much, way too much for us to take.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I actually forgot there's a spot that we need. Since Dalo is leaving, we need a
Right back.
Visteo. Because right back, possibly Karuru.
I think
Uh,
he, I think he can do it.
And then Conti coming back as well from Parma.
yeah, but Conti is gonna be shipped somewhere.
I
Conti
don't
is gonna
think
be shipped somewhere.
personally. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I think he will stay with us because I don't think anyone really wants him.
I'm sure
At
they'll
least
find
that
something.
I haven't heard anything from it. So this is
Uh,
just me speculating.
I think Conti will go to like loan and option to buy deal to
mm-hmm.
somewhere like Spezia or Genoa or that kind of mid-table to low-table club, like
Yeah.
Caldara will.
All right, let's talk about the hottest topic of the day, possibly. Gigio Donnarumma. Yes. Daniele Longo has said that we are not optimistic. The Gazzetta has said that Raiola is not convinced by us just being in the Champions League. What do you guys think? He
Raiola
deserves.
can fuck
I
off, first off. I hate him. I
Yeah.
hate Raiola. But I really hope Von goes wrong because I love GGO. But I don't know about Mignon as well. I'm saying that right as well, right, Amaz? Somewhat
Mignon.
close. Mignon?
Almost, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, it's my American.
Don't worry about it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I want GGO to stay with every ounce of my body, but once again, Raiola can fuck off if he forces GGO out somehow, some way.
Opener?
yeah, I agree that I also my first choice would be that Chicho would stay and that he would somehow stay for a kind of a longer contract. I don't know. It seems very hard to happen. I don't know. And Mignon is a very good keeper, and we will do very well even with him. But also considering this rumor that surfaced, I think that Longo has kind of been spot on, but he's been exaggerating a lot when he says that something is done or almost done. Usually it's only like 2 or 3 steps away. So I think he kind of has jumped the gun also during the winter market and last summer quite a lot. And
Yeah.
it could be the case here too. I mean,
Okay.
it was Longo that told so many times that Simakan was a done deal for us. It was always Longo telling it, and
True.
well, he never came.
Yeah, but for Simakan, it was more about us not having the funds and like pushing, and still trying to negotiate. Personally, Gijo is one in generation talent, right? But does a goalkeeper deserve 12 million? I don't know. I'm not sure any goalkeeper on the planet at 21 or 22 deserves as much. How much does Oblak make? I think like at some point I saw Gigi asking for 12. Oblak makes 10. I think he even renewed for like 13 or something. Uh, so do we think Gigio is better than Oblak? He's not. Do we think Gigio will reach Oblak's level? For sure, he will. If he keeps it up, yes. But I think, and CGJ is bringing a good point, our management has two questions to ask themselves. Is Gigio really worth that much money? Or, even if we don't think he's worth it, shouldn't we just renew him to sell him later? Because that's also an option. Just renewing Gigio to sell him and keep in Mignon. Just to like spite the club that needs like yeah, renew to sell.
Yeah, and
Depending on how Mignon does.
I don't think that we would be able to do a deal that we renew him and then sell this summer. It would have to be earliest next summer, the sale.
Yeah.
And then maybe we wouldn't have Mignon ready to be the replacement anymore. So that also may be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Gigio is more valuable for us as a symbol than for many other clubs at the moment. And also I think that he has the similar kind of value to Juventus,
But
because for them it would be a statement that they can snatch the next Buffon from Milan because they are such a big and huge and great club. It would be a statement for them and maybe worth overpaying slightly. And for us, it would be worth overpaying slightly to kind of keep the great symbol in our team.
yeah, but when you think
But
about
for
it, I think hold on. I think Raiola is also playing that card because he knows that no matter what, Milan would never want Gigio to like leave the club for free. He is so valuable as an asset. Raiola wants Gigio to be sold at some point, and he's using that as like, hey, you really want him? Put the money on. But at the same time, like, Milan knows that as we speak, not many top clubs are lined up for Gigio because most of them have their goalkeepers already. Only Juve could get him, and if they do, they need to solve the Chesney problem first.
I 100% agree with you, Amos. I was just about to say that there's no big club in need of a long-term goalkeeper. And
Mm.
when you're thinking long-term with Gigio, you're thinking the next 10, 15 years minimum, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because
I
he's what,
agree.
only 22?
He's 21.
I thought he was 22. 22, 21, either way.
Yeah.
You're looking 10, 15 years in the future, a solid goalkeeper, barring any horrific injuries or accidents with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. So what do the people in chat think? Given the choice, right? Let's say you guys are the management. What do you do with Gigio?
I would definitely attempt to keep him as long as possible because, like Opna said, he's an icon already at age of 22. He's easily on the level positionally of some of the great goalkeepers now, and he has only room to grow.
Yeah. I think I agree with most of you guys here. I think that you're not Opna said something interesting, as in like we want Gigio to be like he's a symbol of hey, Milan has like great players. Milan is a big club. We're back and stuff. But at the same time, I would want our management to say Milan is above everyone. This is our offer. It's the final one. You take it, great. You don't, we don't care. Because he knows that even if he's signed by any other top club, no one is gonna put like more than 8 million on him, for example. We're the only ones ready to like give him that salary anyway. And no, CGJ, a clause on Gigio if he's a Bandiera doesn't make sense, even if it's Raiola who's negotiating. And the thing with Raiola is he's still gonna keep on asking for more. That's how Ibrahimovic in 2011 was earning first like 9 million, then he went and gave like a ridiculous clause to PSG and he got 14 million. Raiola doesn't care. He's always gonna be asking for more. And I don't think Juve will pay anything to Gigi. They have much more important stuff to like buy before. And because like, how was the salary they're giving Ramsey? Around like what, 7, 9, maybe more than that
7 million
even.
for Ramsey, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that
are a
is
badly
crazy.
run club, so they could actually overpay for Gigio. They could be kind of that stupid in a sporting sense just to make a statement, I think.
Why not Chelsea? Chelsea needs to offload Kepa first.
That's
And
going to be the
Yeah.
hardest sell of their entire life.
yeah, yeah,
And
no,
Mendy is also a good
yeah.
goalkeeper.
The pause agent is Raiola, but the difference is that he doesn't care.
I mean, Raiola is not in like a. We can't say that Raiola hates Milan or he's like in there to ruin Milan or fuck Milan because he's just doing his job. I don't think that he gets angry at different clubs or tries to
Yeah.
make things harder for them. He just goes for the job and okay, that's Chicho Donnarumma. He should earn this much money and then okay, this is De Paul. Okay, well he's that kind of player and oh, it's the same club. Well, it doesn't matter.
Nah, you know who's an agent that shady at his job? Like Raiola does what he does, but like it's still within like the football sphere. The one who's really shady is Mendes, because I don't think buying Andre Silva for like 40 million in 2017 was something not shady. Or just look at what he did at Valencia with PIOLI'S and like lots of things. Anyway, I think that Gigio will stay, and the main problem here isn't that Gigio is greedy. It's more the fact that Mino is like kind of part of his family, right? He's known him since forever. He was 14 years old when he signed for Mino, and we signed him for Napoli for like 500k or 400k, which was like a hefty sum for a 14-year-old at the time. So I think to him, it's more about like he's like his second father to him, and Enzo Raiola is like his older brother. So he has trouble telling him no or telling I want to like he probably told him I want to stay in Milan, but you do your job. And to be fair, why wouldn't he? He's gonna bring some more money. Gigio's parents are probably like through the roof that their son is gonna get like a ton of money anyway. He's gonna be successful. So why not? Thing is, Milan needs to like have a firm stance as well. Like, okay, you're son of the club. Okay, you're great. You might be like world class and potentially the best goalkeeper ever. But at the same time, like, this is Milan. Milan has a long history. Milan has won a lot. And who are you in Milan's history? Why are 2 years on like 120? Nothing. So I want Maldini to like say things the way they should be said, as in like he knows what these clubs means, right? He's gonna be like, this is the offer we can make. It's not gonna go higher than this. You take or you leave. Simple.
It's it's a very weird situation that kind of he's just been without a contract and he's been the captain and that kind of stuff without much. I don't think it has been discussed much that he's just been the casual the captain and been without a contract and rumors to Juventus that kind of stuff. I think that kind of tells that even the club has had the knowledge that Donnarumma's first option is to stay and that it will still be his first option even after the season. So they have kind of had the courage to wait until the end of the season.
Okay. We have a question for Pustile. Do you think Hakan should be given another chance? Personally, yes. At 5 million, no. If you get like my drift, because to me Hakan is good. He's a good player. He has good games. Thing is, this year he didn't rest at all, and he doesn't have Kessie's physique. He doesn't have Kessie's stamina, and that's the thing. Hakan played a lot this year, and you cannot be consistent when you play that much, unless you have like the physique of a monster, like Kessie, for example. Exactly. Can you expect Hakan to play like how many games have you played? If someone like can check, like 50 games or whatever, having the third least. I'm gonna say the statistic again. Third least rest on average between games in Europe, potentially in the world. That is insane. That is simply insane. You can't like expect him to do much. And to be fair, he started like the season quite well. He has like brain farts, and you can tell that it's because his head is just not there anymore. Probably because of, fatigue and stuff. I would give him 1 season. If it's fair, good. Plus, we'll be renewing him, so he'd be easy to like sell after.
If he
That
has a good year, yeah.
Yeah, even if he doesn't, I mean, if after like a May year, like this year, there's a team somewhere in the Middle East that wants to offer him that much money, we're gonna find one that's gonna offer him a lot of money as well.
Yeah, and he'll go to Europe also with like 15 million euros, I think, after a decent or meh season.
Hmm.
But anyway, I don't think that we should build on Hakan next year, even if we were to give him a chance. We have to have a kind of an option and or a replacement already for him, just
Hmm.
in case, because
Yeah.
I don't really trust him to be the number 10
Yeah,
build on.
understandable. Okay, so we're gonna finish the podcast with one last question. What, I think it's a question that was in survey earlier. How high on 10 would you rate the last season, the one that just ended? Andy, what would you give it?
I'd probably say 8.5 or so. Like it
Okay.
was good, but like there was something that was lacking that made it one of the best ones
Mm-hmm.
ever in the last 20 years.
Okay.
But that the ending definitely gave it that extra bump. The big win against Juventus, the insane win against Torino by 7-0, and then just stagnating against Cagliari, and then absolutely bossing Atalanta after the first 40 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm. Opener?
I'm going to. I almost picked the same one, but I'm going to go for 9 minus or 8.75, however you want to say it. And the things that made me decrease point from the 10 was, I think it was kind of like our late February to March period where we had the biggest kind of second biggest part of the second injury wave we had, and the biggest struggles in our physique and running, and that made it kind of ruin the season for us to be enjoyable and easy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, considering the drama, it's 10 out of 10. We really got our money's worth for
Okay.
the drama.
I'm gonna say 9. And you know why 9? Because this season gives us a lot of hope to build on. We have defeated everyone in the league at least once. We have defeated even teams that we thought would trash us. We have defeated teams that are used to go to the UCL. We have defeated teams that have better teams than us. We have defeated better benches than us. We have defeated better coaches, supposedly, than ours. If this doesn't show you that this team is there and could keep on growing, I don't know what will. We have a nice basis to build on for the next year. And I think this is what I want to end the podcast on. Like, we've done a good job. Let's see what we can do next year.